Just listen, there's going to be people who were notified, people who ignored notification. I'm sure there was notified that the council meeting was tonight, and as many people tomorrow is going to say, I didn't know. So, I mean, you know, but all in all, if it's saving somebody's life, and it could be my life, could be your life, could be your family member's life, it's a good thing. And I just wish in general people would look on the bright side of things. It's easy to point out the negative things. I could point out a million negative things. Prior to being a council member, I never came to council meetings to complain because I didn't believe in complaining. If I couldn't be a part of the solution, then I was a part of the problem. So I always acted positively to do what I could in my best efforts. But Mr. Cedar, you made me laugh because growing up, I remember any time it snowed or any time it rains, my parents threw us out of the house. You couldn't stay in the house. If it was, didn't matter what you did. If it was raining, go out in the rain, go out in the snow. And the snowstorms, I remember in the early 60s growing up, some of them were pretty bad too. And it's just what it is. You know, there's not too much you could do. There's going to be inconveniences, but, you know, we got to bear with it like everybody else. And no one's in love with it. But, Mr. Cedar, you made me laugh. It's funny. But it's nice to hear. That incident that happened with the 12-year-old girl, as you know, was really upsetting. And I called up the captain of the police, and I didn't know what I was thinking, to be honest with you, but I went out of the way, as you read in the paper, and I didn't know I was going to make the paper, and I posted a reward for this fellow. He made me aware, he kept in touch with me, and he said that the reward money made it, the information of that made it to Peru. And the parents put pressure on the son to come back because there was rumor he was going to be kidnapped for the ransom, for the money, ransom, but for reward money. And then it got me to thinking, and we had a meeting with the Business Association. I spoke with the captain, I spoke with the chief, and the Athenia Business Association is going to be heading up a reward program. What we want to do is, with the support from the police department, anytime anyone commits a heinous type of crime like this against another human being, we're going to start a special fund and collect monies. They will supply us with the information on the individual. We will in turn have a meeting with the other business associations and furnish the other business associations with the information. Those business associations will make copies and give it to all of the businesses in the city of Clifton who are willing to post the information and the reward money to bring this person to justice. I believe that how are you going to be safe and you're going to come into Clifton and do a crime and know you're not going to be safe anywhere? This fellow wasn't even safe in Peru. When it was, years ago, it worked in the Wild West, right? Wanted dead or alive. They put your poster up. So I think that program puts 70,000 police officers' eyes on the street, because if you come here and commit something like that, you're not going to be safe because your face is going to be in every store. And I'd like to expand it somewhere down the road, because I'm still talking with the chief, to get the cooperations of neighboring towns also. So if the crime was that bad, maybe we could reach out and let them do that. We're going to be meeting with them and working out the logistics of it. We're going to start a fund that is specifically going to be used for this. It's not going to be used for petty theft or anything like that, but we're going to try to raise as much money as possible. So God forbid there was a crime that was committed where it ended in someone's bodily injury and even murdered. We could put an ante up to as much as we're willing to raise. And I can't see how anyone could be safe when there's a bounty on their head. They're not going to be safe here. It's going to make you safer as citizens, us safer as people. So if you're interested in getting involved with that, reach out to me or the Athenia Business Association. Shared it. I happen to be a landlord for over 25 years and also own a real estate agency. And the biggest deterrent that I'm seeing is the investors in Clifton do not want to invest in 4 families and above because it's detrimental to them. People who today who own a 4-family, 6-family can't even sell their property because there's no income factor worth an investment to them. The existing landlords won't put money back into the property because they don't have the money to put back in because they're forced and their hands are tied by the rent leveling scenario. There are many other towns who've benefited by it. The rent leveling depresses certain areas, and it is a sensitive issue because you do have people who've been living there for many years. But Clifton has senior horizon complexes and other places where people could find affordable housing. And the truth of the matter is, even if you did away with rent leveling, the market's going to seek its level anyway. So you can't take a two-family in the Botany section of Clifton and let the landlord gouge the tenant for $1,600 a month rent, because it won't get it. The market won't bear that. Maybe that might hold true in Renaissance with a two-family. So I know it sounds sensitive, and I life in Clifton, and also condolences to the Janice Laurie. Some really good people we lost recently, Alvis Kipnis, Myrtle Petty. And, you know, sometimes it's that old saying, you get lost in the forest, that you neglect to see the trees, and you neglect to understand that life is not just about yelling and complaining and doing things. It's about humanity and how we treat each other and what we do with each other throughout this life. And that's what really matters. It's not about how well we are doing something or not doing something. As long as we're here and enjoying our time together, that's most important. I want to congratulate Officer Robert Klinger on his retirement. Congratulations, you're a good man, and hopefully you'll enjoy your retirement. To Patty Kelbeck, love your comments and always love your spirit. You're always good coming up at that mic, and it's good to see the fire in you. It's a wonderful feeling. John Gotti and Anastasia's, I don't know if that's beyond insulting or just plain ignorant, to use, you know, comparing me to some gangster people. I mean, I don't know where you're coming from that, Mr. Matera. I don't even know how to respond to it. Something that businesses of Clifton do for people, and you're comparing that to gangsters. I don't even know where to go with it. It's ridiculous. I do have something, just pretty much gave you a great overview of what we've discussed at the budget meeting, so I don't need to do that. He did it very well. Councilman Ward brought up civility. I wrote an article on it in the paper, if you all read, and I'm just about tired of talking about it, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Mr. Platt, I never met you, and I'm glad you took notice, because it amazed me. I didn't change an expression at all. Don't even know why that was mentioned, but whatever. Bernice Makita, yeah, we know of each other for a while, and I appreciate you coming to bat for some of the realtors and what we do for the community. It's been just amazing that it's been passed and gone, and I don't understand that they don't see how it is to their benefit, but you're one of the few people who do. So thank you for that. The Athenia Business Association, but you know what? I really believe in my heart Clifton's going to shine through this, and we're going to do well. We're going to get through. We're all going to pull together. We're going to all give where we have to give, and we're all going to move forward and work together. And I think we're going to come out winners through this, even though we have to fall under the 2% cap. I feel very confident we're going to be one of the people who prevail through this tough time. So I'm happy to be a part of Clifton. I'm happy to have lived here, and I really do love the city, and I feel we're one of the few cities who do prevail in times like this. So congratulations to this great city that we live in and call home.